Questions for Coach?
Well, Coach, a few weeks starting third week spring ball. How do you feel like it's kind of gone, installing the offense and everything?
I feel really good about where it's at. We're ahead of where I thought we might be. The kids have done a great job of just kind of absorbing everything we've thrown at them. So it's really a testament to them and the work that they put in. I mean, there's not a unit meeting that we're in there installing things that not every one of them's locked in with something to write with, and so it's a testament to them and to these coaches doing a great job of getting things taught and trying to get them as detailed as we possibly can in the 3 weeks that we have. But I'm extremely pleased with where we're at so far.
Kind of talking about going in, like you would have to remind yourself it's year one of install. How often have you had to, do that? Like step back and be like, hey, this is year one. I got to slow down.
Quite a bit. But it's been good because it's allowed us to kind of slow down and really teach. It's been able to allow us to teach the guys, why we're doing things. Not so much, hey, just telling them, hey, this is what we're doing. More so, hey, we're doing this because of this, or we're doing that because of what they're doing here. So it's allowed us to slow down, really teach, what we see as coaches and why we're doing certain things. And so I think that has helped the guys get a better grasp and given them a foundation of the offense. And that's probably what it's allowed us to move a little quicker than what I thought we would be able to.
You're a few weeks into your new quarterback room now. Both of those guys are splitting snaps, it sounds like. How would you say they're shaking out so far?
I'm really pleased. The thing that I'm most excited about with them is that they've both done a great job of taking care of the ball. Other than this last Saturday in the scrimmage, we have done an extremely great job of not throwing the ball to the other team, and that goes skill-wise as well. We've done a great job protecting football. It's something that we preach every day, something we work every day in practice. So that's the thing that I've been most proud of, as a whole room. And then just same thing, they're just like the rest of the unit. Every day they walk into my meetings, they want to learn. They want to go fast. They want to learn more and more. And so that's been exciting for me because they want to fully grasp this thing and understand what we're doing.
How do you see the offensive line unit adapting to the speed component of what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, those guys, they got the hardest job. There's no doubt about it, because you're asking a 300-pounder to run up and down the field like he's never done before. But the good thing about them is that the guy that's leading them, he's done it over and over again, and so he does a great job of coaching those guys up, teaching them how to do it. And I tell you, I work out every morning. Every time I go in there after one of those 6 a.m. lifts, it's like it looks like a Tour de France over there. All the linemen are getting extra cardio on the treadmills, on the bikes. So they're taking the steps they need to take to put themselves in a position to go be successful.
Y'all brought in a number of transfers and everything, but what about maybe some of the returners? Like, have any of those guys surprised you or stood out early in the spring?
I won't say surprised, because ever since I got here, some of these guys that have been returning, just guys off the top of my head, Keelan Robinson, Chase Sowell, those guys that I'm not surprised by it, because I saw them work that way in the weight room. I saw them work that way in mat drills. So the success that they've had on the field, I wouldn't say has surprised me. But it was what I thought coming in. I thought we had really good pieces in place, and I knew we needed to add some, and we have. But I thought there was a lot in the room to be really excited about. Javius Bond, Marlon Gunn, those guys have done a great job as well. But at the same time, those were the same guys that were at the front of the line in off-season work, and so I'm not surprised by them. I'm excited that they're at where they're at, but not surprised because of the work they've put in.
Has the challenge of a daily chess match with Blake Harrell exceeded your expectations?
It's made us better. It's made me better for sure. I feel sorry for people that got to go against Blake on a weekly basis. They do a great job. They coach their guys extremely hard. They're extremely disciplined. And so it's been nice, though, to see our guys kind of take punches from them, but have the ability to go punch back every now and then. And then, as we get into this thing more and more, it's like I talked to the guys today about, don't wait to get punched. Let's go punch somebody else in the mouth first. And that's got to be our mentality. But, iron sharpens iron, and Blake he's made us better. He will continue to make us better. That whole defense as a whole. I look forward to the challenge every day. Our kids do too. You better be ready to play when you step on that practice field. I know that.
You've coached tight ends, obviously at previous stops. How big was it to add Casey Kelly, and then I know Shane's a little banged up this spring, but just kind of the depth of that room and the versatility there.
It's huge because I don't care how many you have. You can never have enough, in my opinion, because I didn't make it through one season, that I've coached tight ends where I had more than 2 guys at the end of the season. It's just a position that it's hard on those guys. And this is, knock on wood, this is the best depth I've had at the position. And we got really good players in there. We got 4 or 5 guys that I really feel like we could go put in a game and they're going to help us win. So I'm extremely excited about the position. And, like I said, we talk to our guys all the time about, prove that the unit's better when you're in the game. And so there's nothing that says that we can't go play next year and play in some 12 personnel. And to me, it's if those 2 or whatever 2 guys it is out of that room make us better offensively, let's go do it. And so that's been, the approach to those guys, and they've done a great job learning the offense because, like I've said before, that position besides quarterback, they've kind of got the biggest learning curve for as many things we ask them to do.
You mentioned some of the turnovers Saturday, but it seemed like they were pretty correctable. So how exciting was it to see the explosive plays and then knowing you can clean up kind of those mistakes going forward?
Absolutely. That was kind of the main focus for us as a unit today, and really this whole week is just making sure it's, we can't be, all big and then all the negativity. We've got to find a good middle ground. We're going to create explosives, but the biggest thing we've preached this week, we got to quit shooting ourselves in the foot. If we'll stop doing that, there is really no limit for how good we can be. But it's hard enough to win football games and score points as it is, but self-inflicted wounds make it that much harder. And so those are the things that we've got to clean up. But like you said, that's what's exciting, is that when you go look at the tape on Saturday, there's nothing that, defensively, and no disrespect to Blake, there was nothing they did to stop us. It was things that we did to shoot ourselves in the foot. And so that was exciting for our guys to see and understand, like, dang, we really do have enough in the room to go be really good. But we got to get out of our own way and go fix our own mistakes.
And you called it from the up top?
I did.
Scrimmage?
Yeah.
Are you still deciding what to do there?
Yeah. I feel pretty confident that's where I'll end up being in the season. But it's still just trying to get a feel for it. Maybe this week I'll pop down there, but who knows?
And if you're up there, do you know who will talk to the quarterbacks? Or
I'll talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk to those guys. That's a big thing for just anywhere I've been and people I've been with. There are very, very limited voices that talk to those guys, and it's not an ego deal. I want them to. The quarterbacks and I speak the same language, and so even if somebody's trying to communicate the same thing that I've said, but they use a different word or they use a different phrase, that means something totally different to those guys. And so we got to make sure that we're on the same page at all times. And so that direct line of communication will be to me and the quarterback, and that alone.